Okay, so today's session we are going to discuss what is DevOps. What is the meaning of DevOps? It's development plus operations. So everyone are telling like development plus operations. We have the like as a single team we have, but it's more than that. What is that? We'll discuss. Okay, so here we have DevOps. What exactly DevOps? What is the definition of DevOps? Okay, so DevOps is the combination of cultural philosophies, practices, and tools that increase an organization ability to deliver applications and services at high velocity. Okay, so what is the main advantage of DevOps? We don't have 7 years back or 8 years back, but today it's a very popular kind of software job. Okay, because we got a lot of changes in the philosophy or culture of IT and a lot of practice wise and we have a lot of changes have been came in the industry. And what is the main advantage is it increases our organization ability to deliver applications and services at the high velocity. Okay, so what is that meaning of that is we are deploying our applications, we are connecting to the servers, we are deploying applications, databases, but the main challenge is it used to take a lot of time and we are manually we used to do, and we require a lot of admins to do that. But if I use the DevOps, I can deliver them very rapidly. So it's a combination of cultural philosophies. What is the meaning of philosophy? Say in our life also we'll have the philosophy, everyone will follow that kind of philosophy. But here DevOps will tell the culture or philosophy of the IT. Say if a company is very good, then their culture and their philosophy is very good. That describes by their DevOps kind of process. And we have practices, we have tools. So a lot of people will assume, as the name suggests, DevOps, we have the tools, but more than tools, we have practices and we have culture, we have philosophy. The philosophy is the bigger word. Okay, so what is that? What is the main advantage of following the DevOps? What is the main advantage of using the DevOps? What is the main advantage we are getting? Okay, the main advantage is rapid IT delivery. What is the meaning of rapid IT delivery? What is the main advantage of rapid IT delivery? Okay, so the applications or softwares can be delivered to the client very fastly. So that's not possible with the traditional method. So that is the reason every company is going towards DevOps kind of tools. Okay, so what is the meaning of DevOps? DevOps is some set of culture or practices, philosophy, and some set of tools. So with this, what is the advantage we are getting is, with this, what is the advantage we are getting? Rapid IT service delivery we are going to get. Okay, so rapid IT service delivery we are going to get that. And with this, what is going to happen is, the applications can be delivered very fastly to the user. Say today, in every company, we are going to use Agile or Scrum kind of methodology. So in order to catch the speed of Scrum, okay, so definitely we need to go for DevOps kind of tools. If you don't have the DevOps, so that is the reason, like today, every company, every project is moving towards DevOps itself. Okay, previously, we don't have that much automation tools or DevOps tools to catch this speed. Okay, so but today we have all these tools. So with that, we are going to get the rapid IT service delivery. Okay, so now if someone asks about DevOps, is the combination of cultural philosophies, practices, and tools that increase organization ability to deliver the applications and services at the rapid speed. Okay, and it's not only the like a rapid speed I want. We need to deliver with the reliability, security. Okay, so these also be required. Okay, so it's not only rapidness. So we want a lot of reliability is required, a lot of security is required, a lot of reusability is required. So we have a lot of advantages to go for the like uh, DevOps. And DevOps represents a change in IT culture. Okay, so definitely compared to 5 years or 6 years back, how the applications are getting delivered. Today applications are delivered. Lot of changes has been came. Okay, and the changes definitely everyone need to accept and they need to follow. That means today every company need to follow the DevOps practices. Okay, so otherwise they're not going to get the agile or rapid delivery. We don't get the benefits of IT, and today client also it won't accept. Okay, so DevOps represents a change in IT culture, focusing on rapid IT service delivery through the adoption of Agile. Okay, and what is the main advantage of the DevOps is, so DevOps focus on the like a uh, like a people. Okay, so it gives a lot of impact on the people, and psychology wise also we have very good practices, and IT culture wise also we have a lot of benefits. Okay, communication, collaboration, say all these also we are going to get by using the DevOps practices. A company using DevOps practices or a project using DevOps practices, if the practices are very good, they will get very good success in the project. If they don't have the DevOps, okay, so definitely that impacts. So just like our lifestyle, our culture, even if we have a good culture and a good lifestyle, definitely we will have a lot of success will come. The same thing applies to IT culture also. So in the project also, definitely we need to follow the DevOps kind of tools. Okay. So definitely DevOps emphasize people and seeks the improved collaboration between operations and development teams. So now here, previously, operation team and development team. Okay. So both are two different teams. That means if you have 20 members, operation team will have 10 members, development team will have 10 members. Okay, what is the main challenge here is no collaboration. Okay, so no communication. So we'll have the communication, but not proper communication. Okay, so no collaboration, no communication. Okay, so then like culture wise also we'll have ego kind of issues, a lot of challenges we have. But if I use the DevOps, what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep like a, operations team and development team in the same team I'm going to keep. That means maybe three developers plus two operation team. I'm going to build as one team. Like this, I will divide into multiple Scrum teams. Okay, so we don't have only operation team is separate, development team is separate. We are not going to keep like this. So here we are going to divide them into multiple DevOps teams or multiple Scrum teams. We are going to keep them into multiple DevOps teams or multiple Scrum teams. What is the advantage with that is we are going to get the collaboration between them. Okay, so previously we have one challenge that is we and us kind of mentality. If both are in the two teams, we and us kind of mentality will come. Okay, they don't support each other. But if I keep both of them in the same team, they will support each other. Psychology wise, if you have the two teams, they will get a lot of ego issues. But if both of them will keep in the same project or same team, they will work very collaboratively. Okay, so that is psychology wise also. We have a lot of advantages to use DevOps kind of process. Okay, so now here DevOps emphasizes people culture and seeks the improve collaboration between operation and development team. And if I don't use automation, if I don't use the tools, technology, then there is no use of DevOps. So that is the reason we shouldn't do the things manually. Everything we should able to automate. Okay, so definitely we need to provision automation is mandatory. So that is the reason we shouldn't do the things manually. We shouldn't do the things. Okay, yeah. Any doubts on this? Any doubts? Okay, so then say here as this diagram suggests, say here we have the development team. Okay, so here is the development team and operation team. Both are in the same team. Today we are going to work. Previously, this team is separate. This team is separate. Lot of formal process is required. Lot of Jira kind of tickets, because it's very formally they need to communicate emails or Jira like this. But if both are in the same team, they will communicate, collaborate very fastly. They will support each other. Otherwise, lot of ego issues and there is no collaboration between the teams. Their egos may be satisfying, but end product is getting success. Okay. So what is Agile? We are discussing more about the Agile. So today every project also is going to use the Agile kind of methodology. What is the meaning of Agile is like is one of the software development life cycle, and the main advantage of the Agile is the changes can be handled in a better way, because one of the challenge in the IT is change. So that means today we have a product, tomorrow they want to do some changes in the application, they want some changes. That change may be client requirement or maybe government regulations have been changed, or new feature need to be added, or competitor has given that change, or we have an issue in our system, we need to perform some change. Okay, so who can handle the change in a better way is Agile. And Agile, it's definitely required DevOps kind of automation. So today, mostly 90% of the projects are using Agile methodology. Okay, so then definitely we need DevOps also for those. So we have a lot of Agile also having lot of frameworks. So Kanban is there, Scrum is there. So in that Agile, the most popular framework is Scrum. Means in the Agile methodology, which framework we are using is Scrum is the methodology. So it's not only Scrum, we have other things also we can use. Okay, so what are those Scrum, all that also we'll discuss. Okay, that means in your Agile, we are using Scrum methodology. Okay, then again coming back to DevOps model, development and operations are no longer separated. Sealed means separated, they are working. Okay, these teams have been merged into a single team. Okay, and both we need to take care. Development and operations we need to take care. Okay, and in some companies, in the DevOps itself, testing also is included and security also is included. Say even if I don't call DevSecOps, is included, security and QA teams also is included, and documentation also is part of that. So mostly we'll have a tech writers or technical document writers should be there. So that is also part of this job itself. So even if I don't call security DevSecOps, even in DevOps also security is included. Okay, so in the DevOps also security has been included. So what are the benefits to the company to go for or to use the DevOps is, say speed or rapid IT delivery. Okay, so rapidly we are going to deliver. Okay, so then reliability, scalability, improved collaboration, and finally we are going to get lot of security also. Okay, so these all the benefits we are going to get in the project if we go for DevOps. And lot of reusability also we will get. Lot of reusability also we are going to get this. Okay. So what may be the disadvantages is, for some of the projects or some of the human resources, it takes more time to adapt that. They require a lot of competency. Okay. So they need to learn a lot of automation, but that is creating the job opportunities for us. Okay. So hence we should be able to do that kind of automation, all those that will create the job opportunities for us. Okay. Any doubts on this? Any doubts? Okay. So then in the DevOps practices, so we have mostly say two terms are there. So in the DevOps, we have two terms. So one is CI and CD. So what is the meaning of CI and what is the meaning of CD? CI stands for continuous
Integration.
integration, and CD stands for
Continuous delivery or
continuous
deploy.
delivery or deployment. There is a slight difference between continuous delivery and deployment, but we'll discuss that later. Say continuous integration and continuous deployment or continuous delivery. There is a slight difference between that. We'll discuss. Say in the DevOps, mostly we are going to do CI and CD. So definitely with your own words, you should be able to tell what is DevOps, what is meaning of Agile, what is Scrum, what is continuous integration, what is continuous deployment. Okay, all these advantages, disadvantages of DevOps, all these very casually we should be able to tell. So what is the meaning of continuous integration is? So what is the meaning of continuous integration here is, so continuous integration is one of the software development practice where developers will merge their code into central repository. After they merge the code into central repositories, like we need to automate it and need to test it and need to identify the issues at the very initial stages itself. Okay. The key goal of the continuous integration is to find and address the issues at the very initial stage itself. And this going to improve software quality and reduce the time to take the validate and release the new software updates. I'll tell one use case. Okay, so now what is the advantage of continuous integration we are going to adopt is, Before DevOps also, so we have more than 20 years. Before DevOps also, we have 20 years of software development, or even 30 years of software development also, maybe legacy technologies, whatever it may be, but we used to develop the applications in the last 40 to 50 years also. In that, we have done lot of mistakes. Okay, so we have done lot of mistakes. Okay, so from those mistakes, we have learned lot of things. And again, we are not going to do those kind of mistakes. In that, one of the mistake what we used to do is, we used to build the application, okay, before like uh, giving to client, or very later stages we used to build, but what we are getting is we used to get a lot of errors at that moment. Okay, but what is the like a best practice we learn from that mistake is, for even a small code change also, perform the complete CI kind of stages. So now here what developer is doing is, developer, okay, uses some IDEs. He may be using Eclipse, Visual Studio, or My Eclipse, these kind of tools, and he will push the code to, he will push the code to, okay, so one source code management, okay, so that source code management, okay, our CI process will start. Once the developer push the code to source code management, we need to perform the build, we need to do unit testing, we need to do integration testing. Okay, so and we need to do static code analysis, and we need to integrate with the quality gates also. What is that meaning of quality gate is, if the quality has been not met, then we are going to block the code. We are not going to run that code. Okay, so that means once the developer push the code, where he is going to push? He's going to push to source code management, or we'll call this as version control system. Okay, once we push the code into source code management, or we'll have a central repository, okay, our work starts. So what is the advantage of build? Say, instead of identifying the build issues in the final stage, we need to identify those build issues in the initial stages itself, and unit testing and integration testing also we need to perform at the very initial stages itself. What is the main advantage? I will tell one example. Even in our human body also, if you identify any disease at the early stage, it's very easy to solve. If you find that disease in the final stage, then very costly and very risky. Sometimes it's like no use also. The same thing applies to the software also. Then what is the main advantage of continuous integration? At the very initial stages itself, and very regularly, we are performing continuous integration. With that, we are going to identify the issues at the very initial stage itself. We are going to identify the issues at the very initial stage itself. Okay, I hope you understand, right, why we need to implement CI kind of operations. Okay, and finally, say here, once we build it, we will get one output that we can deploy. Okay, so output we will get. Okay, that we are going to store it into Artifactory also. That is also one of the mistake we learn. So I'll tell one example again. Every day you are missing your bike keys or car keys. Okay, if you miss 2 to 3 times, definitely like we will waste a lot of time to search. Maybe sometimes it may take 1 hour, 2 hours also to search. From that mistake, we will learn something or not. If you are doing that mistake every day, then no one can do anything. Okay. So then whatever the build output I got, whether it's a success or failure or no use, I'm storing somewhere. I'm calling that as Artifactory. If the client, or if the developer, or if the QA team ask that code at any point of time, we can use that code. Okay, so then can you tell me what are the stages we have in the CI? From the developer will push the code into version control system or source code management. Then we need to run the pipeline. So here we need to run the pipeline. Okay, that pipeline comes under CI pipeline or CD pipeline? CI pipeline or CD pipeline?
CI.
CI pipeline. CI stands for continuous integration. Developer job is developer pushing the code from the editor IDE to okay. So once that push it to IDE to source code management, developer job is done. Then CI, we are going to okay. So then CI is going to pipeline is going to trigger. Then first stage in that pipeline is build. Okay. So what are the steps we'll perform in the build? We'll discuss unit testing, integration testing, static code analysis, then quality gates we have, and finally we have the artifactory. Then the downstream job for the CA is CD job. Okay, the downstream job. Whether before these all we didn't use means we used to do okay, but not very regularly we used to do. In the final stages we used to do, and we got errors in the final stage. Then we got lot of issues from the client, and our project deliverables also is not meeting the deadlines. So a lot of mess ups are going to happen. We learn from those mistakes, and now we're going to implement a culture. Like even for a small code change also, we are going to perform all this. Previously, we used to do all this manually, but now these all need to be done automatically. So can you tell me one exact statement why we need to perform CI? Is it important or not? Is it important or not?
Yeah, it's important.
It's very important and very frequently we used to do or not. When we used to do this, if a small code change done also, it's one of the best practice in the companies. Okay, so then CI better to do it manually or automation?
Automation.
Automation. When that pipeline is going to trigger?
Once the developer push the codes.
Yeah, once the developer push the code, where the developer is going to push the code?
Yeah, source code management or
Into the
version
source
control
code
system.
management. Then automatically we can call the pipeline, or manually we can call the pipeline, or we can schedule the pipeline also. So these all irrespective of the tools I'm telling, in order to perform, we have a lot of tools. Okay, I'll tell one example. You go for maybe like you have in the kitchen, we'll have a lot of automation tools, right? Previously, we don't use that much automation. Now we have like a lot of home automation is there. For different activities, we'll have different products. We will have one maybe gas stove, cooker, or maybe electric kind of thing. Even a lot of home automation also is there. Different products would be there. So in cooker, there are a lot of products. In mixie, we have a lot of products. Okay, here a lot of companies are going to do that kind of automation. Okay, can you tell me what are the steps we are doing in the CI? Once the developer push the code into source code management, we are going to do the build, unit testing, integration testing, static code analysis, or maybe this itself is called as code inspection also. Code quality also we are going to inspect. Okay, quality gates. So what quality gate will do is, if that code quality is not met, then we are going to stop the pipeline. Then finally, what is your understanding of Artifactory? So in the Artifactory, we need to store the what are the outputs we got from the builder. So now in the source code management, we are going to store the code. In the Artifactory, we are going to store the builds. Okay, so automatically it's going to store that. Okay. So then in the CD, what are the steps we need to perform is? So in the CD, first we need the infrastructure. Previously, we used to provision the infrastructure also through manually we used to provision. But now what we need to do is infrastructure as code, or maybe IaaC also. Some people may use IaaC also, infrastructure as a code, or even infrastructure as code. Okay, then we need to go for configuration management. Okay, then containers, container orchestration. So here we have three methods, but for all the three also, we required infrastructure. Okay, so now infrastructure also we are going to provision through. Infrastructure also is going to provision through okay, so we can use Terraform kind of tools, or AWS also is infrastructure itself. Okay, so now after that configuration management, maybe 10 years back or 5 years back, we used to do configuration management. Now for the microservices, we are using containers and container orchestration. Today we have a lot of demand for container orchestration kind of tools. Using any of these three techniques, we are going to deploy our applications. Okay, so once we deploy our applications, then we are going to do continuous testing also. So previously we done the unit testing and integration testing, but here we are going to do regression testing, mostly regression testing and load testing also. So we should do the continuous testing also, very, very important, and continuous monitoring also. Observability also is very, very important job role as of now. Okay, that comes under observability, SRE kind of job role, and we need to use reporting also. The continuous reporting also is required. So what is the advantage of continuous reporting is? Say we need to report if any issues is there, tracking, all these also we required. It's not only the deployment, we have continuous testing, monitoring or observability. Reporting is also is part of our job. Okay. Yeah, any first, what is configuration management is, assume I got 100 servers. Instead of deploying the application on manually, we can use automation, that is configuration management. But if you want to deploy the microservices in the last 5 to 6 years, containers and container orchestration tools got more demand. So today we are going to get the job also with the containers and the container orchestration itself. So that is very, very important for us. Using this itself, we are going to get the success. Okay, so these all we are going to discuss, and we have lot of tools for all these, the important tools. will discuss. So now if I come for CI tools, so we have the version control tools and this pipeline kind of tools, build tools, continuous inspection, artifactory. Then we'll do unit testing and integration testing also. Then in the CD, we are having IAC or IaaC, infrastructure as a code, then configuration management, containers, container orchestration, monitoring, then we have continuous testing, continuous reporting also we have. Okay, so then already we discussed continuous integration, continuous delivery or deployment is part of software development lifecycle itself, where once we done the CI, those build need to be automatically like deployed into, say here we need to create the environments. So we need to create the environments like dev, QA, staging, and production. Okay, so into these environments, we need to deploy our applications. The staging itself, some companies may call as pre-production also. Okay, first we need to deploy into dev environment, then we need to create into QA environment, then staging or pre-production, then finally we need to deploy into production environment. So these all the environments we should take care, and every day we would be getting the bills, and we need to perform both the CA and the CD kind of operations. And today, mostly our infrastructure is in the cloud. So that's the reason we may use AWS, Azure, or GCP. So multi-cloud also they can use in the DevOps for the infrastructure wise, and some of the platform as a services, we are using cloud. Okay. Yeah. Any doubts? Any doubts?
What is a staging pre-production?
Before, like we directly don't bring the changes into production because it's working environment, right? We will create a similar
Okay.
replica of staging environment. First we'll do in the staging. If it is successful, then we'll move to production.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then even in this today in the production environment also, we are going to maintain blue and green deployments. What are those also? We'll discuss blue and green deployment, canary kind of deployments. So these all every day we are going to perform this kind of job roles. Okay, CI/CD every day also we are going to do at least for dev environment, QA environment, staging environment. For production, we used to perform for 2 weeks or 4 weeks like this. We will perform. Okay. Any other doubts? Okay. So then here we will discuss more deeply into all these tools. Okay, if you learn one tool, other tool also is manageable. You shouldn't worry about other tools also, depends upon the requirement. We can work with the other tools also. So what are the tools we have in the market? We'll discuss. Okay, so now are you able to see this screen? So now if you go for the source code management or version control system, we have CVS, concurrent versioning system, SVN, subversioning, VSS, Visual Safe Source, TFS, Team Foundation Server. These all, most of them, some of them are 30 years back, some of them are 10 years back kind of systems. 5 to 10% still people are using SVN. Okay, stands for subversioning. But today, mostly we are using Git, GitHub, GitLab, Bitbucket. And cloud-wise, AWS having AWS code commit, and Azure-wise we have Azure repos. If you know Git and GitHub, remaining all also can be manageable. Okay, so in the source code management, can you tell me some of the tools? We have Git, GitHub, Bitbucket, GitLab. AWS-wise, we have code commit. Azure-wise, Azure repos. Then, after push the code, in order to perform CI and CD, we have the pipeline kind of tools or CI/CD tools. So what is the CI/CD tool we are going to learn is Jenkins. If you learn Jenkins, we can manage TeamCity, Bamboo, AWS code pipeline, Azure pipeline, GitHub Actions, and GitLab Actions also. Okay, so GitHub Actions and GitLab Actions also we can have. And build depends upon your source code. That means, are you using Java, .NET, Python, Node, mobile applications? Depends upon that, we need to learn the build tools. Ant is very old one. Today we are using Maven, Gradle. So these all for Java-based applications. Okay, so mostly we'll use Maven or Gradle today. MS Build is for .NET based applications. Node.js wise NPM we have. Okay, then finally we have for the Python, we have Python builder, those all we have. Okay, so these are all the tools we have for the build tools. But if not only these, if any other tools also we have, we need to manage. And for the unit testing, JUnit for the Java-based application, or NUnit for .NET based applications, or NewJet, TestNG, these also. But you no need to worry about unit testing and integration testing. Those all taken care by the developer itself. And for the code inspection or code quality coverage, SonarQube or Sonar Cloud. One advantage is SonarQube is the leader in this. Okay, so then Artifactory, we have JFrog, Nexus. Artifactory, we have Artifactory itself is tool. AWS have AWS Artifactory. Azure have Azure Artifactory also. Okay, even for the build tools also, AWS code build is there. Azure also, like normal, they will use MS build kind of operations, those all. So these all the CI jobs. Okay, then in the CD, Terraform is the leader. AWS wise CloudFormation. Azure wise we have ARM templates. And in the configuration management, we have Chef, Puppet, Ansible. Okay, so in this, we are going to learn Terraform here. Configuration management wise Ansible, and container wise we have Docker. Container orchestration we have Kubernetes. Okay, competition to Kubernetes we have OpenShift, Pivotal Cloud Foundry, Apache Mesos, AWS EKS, AKS, Tanzu. If you learn Kubernetes, remaining also we can manage. Okay, then for the continuous testing, we have like these all like actual QA team will give Selenium, Tosca, QTP, Postman, Appium, whatever it may be the tools, they'll give the regression test suite for us, and that's we need to integrate. Okay, then for continuous monitoring and logging, so this is also very, very important today. There is no separate monitoring teams. We should take care all these also. Then we have Nagios, Jabix, SolarWinds. These are very old tools. In cloud-wise, we have AWS CloudWatch, Azure Monitor, and Prometheus, Grafana, ELK, EFK, Splunk, Log4j. Okay, these all the tools we need to have. Datadog is also is there. Defect tracking. Okay, then we have like a Jira or Bugzilla. Service management like ServiceNow, BMC, Remedy, Jira also we can use, or Agile management tools. These all every day we will use it. So we should be very casually used to these tools. Okay. So definitely they'll give some KT on this if they have other tools are there. Okay. But in all these categories, one tool we should have the expertise. Okay. Fine. Okay, so these all we need to end to end, we need to integrate, and the developer job is going to end once the code has been pushed till the deployment, monitoring, reporting, everything should be automated. So that's what the companies are expecting from us, and this would be ongoing job. If there is any issues also, we should be able to support. So in this, cloud is also is playing the vital role. For this, cloud also have the infrastructure. Cloud is having some of the DevOps services also they have. We have open source tools, enterprise tools, or cloud-based tools also we have. Okay. So we'll get a overview. If you got that broad overview, with other tools also we can manage. Okay. Yeah, any doubts on this? And any doubts?
Yeah, Shrikant,
Yeah.
I come from a non-IT background, right?
Yes,
So
yes.
do we need to about development?
No need of development. Some scripting is required.
Okay,
That is also part of the course we will teach you.
okay, thanks.
Okay, say we need very good technical expertise in all these areas. Okay, in 3 months, I'll give a overview of all those, but definitely something you need to learn in the next 1 year also.
Yeah, sure.
So it's part of our job every day. Even I'm also enhancing every day. IT is like rapidly changing. Okay, so but how to get the survival and basic expertise, I will deliver you. Compared to others, it's very deep kind of technology. Oh, a 4 years of engineer, what he will get in the job, here I'll try to give that exposure to you.
Sure.
Okay, vast words and tools. It's initially it's maybe 2 to 3 days or 1 week. It would be confusing, but I'm seeing the longer view or longer vision we have, not a short term kind of thing. So in all these tools and terms, you will get a basic overview with that easy to survive in the job. Okay.
Yeah.
What about others? I try to ask more number of. Okay. So going forward, we'll discuss all these tools.